it's Mr. Krivak and Mrs. Brady here to talk to you about something new with Warrior Pride. Today we're going to talk about what, Mr. Krivak?
We're going to talk about something called our behavior expectations flowchart. What does that mean?
I don't know. I think it helps us track our behavior when we're not following our Warrior Pride expectations. So we're going to talk about each zone in our behavior flowchart. Our first zone is the warning zone. What happens in the warning zone, Mr. Krivak?
Well, a warning zone is when our teacher or the adult gives us just what it says, a warning, when they remind us of the expectations that maybe we're not following.
So let's say we're in our classroom and we decide that we're going to raise our hand and answer a question. Would we get a warning for that?
Nope.
Probably not. But if the teacher's talking and we start blurting out answers, will we get a warning for that?
Then that would be a warning.
Because that's not following our Warrior Pride expectations.
What about if we're in the bus line and we're waiting at a level 1 and we're waiting patiently with our hands to ourselves? Would we get a warning then?
No, but I know what we might get. We might get a Warrior Pride ticket.
Yes.
That's what we want to get. Okay, so we're out at recess and we decide that we're going to walk up the slide. Would we get a warning for that?
Yeah, that would definitely be a warning.
Probably. So there's lots of times we might get warnings when we forget to follow our Warrior Pride expectations. And we just get a warning. But if we decide that another day happens or another time during that day, we forget to follow our Warrior Pride expectations a second time, then we end up in the caution zone. What's the caution zone, Mr. Krivak?
Well, the caution zone is like the second layer of a warning zone, except in the caution zone, now the boy or girl is going to get a think about it form.
My goodness, what is a think about it form?
So the think about it form, you're going to write your name on it, and then you're going to answer the two questions. The first question says, I am feeling, and then there's 3 pictures.
Wow, let's see. They might be feeling sad. They might be feeling worried. Or they might be really mad. And sometimes we have students with lots of feelings like that.
And after you circle which feeling you have, then you're going to answer this question. It says, next time I will, and there's a blank line.
So that makes them think about their behavior and then maybe write, next time if I'm sad or worried or mad, I might do something different.
When you're all done with those 2 questions with the think about it form, then you need to bring it down to the office, where the office is going to make a copy of this. You have to sign it, and then you have to take it and put it in your folder to take it home for mom or dad to sign it.
Because it's really important that we communicate with our moms and dads and our families about what happens at school so they know at home what happens at school.
And there's only one more person who needs to sign it, and that's your classroom teacher. Because we want to make sure that your classroom teacher knows about things that maybe are happening on the playground or in the cafeteria.
That's right. So we had a warning and then we did an unexpected behavior again and we ended up in the caution zone. Well, my goodness, we forgot our Warrior Pride expectations a third time and we end up in the danger zone. What happens in the danger zone?
Well, the danger zone, now we have to call mom or dad or whoever it is that you live with at home and let them know what had happened.
And something else happens in the danger zone too, Mr. Krivak. What's that?
The next thing is you'll lose your recess.
And we don't want to lose recess, Mr. Krivak. We want our students to go out and have recess. So hopefully not many students get to the danger zone. So let's see. We had a warning in the warning zone. Then we did another unexpected behavior. In the caution zone, we had to fill out a think about it sheet. And after the think about it sheet and the warning, we forgot our Warrior Pride expectations again and we ended up in the danger zone. Well, then we had our parent called, we lost our recess, and my goodness, we were not following our Warrior Pride expectations another time and we end up in the critical zone. The critical zone, sometimes our students come down to the office, but you know what? I like to see our students when they come down for good things.
Especially like on their birthdays.
Right. But in the critical zone, they come down to talk to Mr. Krivak or Mrs. Brady about what's going on at school that they're having problems with. I think, Mr. Krivak, that not many of our Gillis Suite students are going to end up in the critical zone. Some will end up in the danger zone and a few in the caution zone, probably quite a few in the warning zone, but let's hope that not many end up in the critical zone, because you know what's important is that we always learn from our mistakes, right?
Always.
Always. So boys and girls, your teachers are going to help you with this to understand, and we'll have adults to help you with the think about it sheet, and we're all going to work our hardest to follow our Warrior Pride expectations. And guess what? If we follow our expectations, the best thing is,
we get a Warrior Pride ticket or tickets.
and I see lots of students with Warrior Pride tickets. Even Mrs. Brady has Warrior Pride tickets to hand out. So let's hopefully make sure we're listening to our teachers and adults and we're following our Warrior Pride expectations. I think that's all we have for
I think
today.
so.
Bye, boys and
Bye.
girls.